Hello, hello, good people. Hello, welcome back to another episode of Make America Think Again with Shauna Vaughn. Welcome to everyone. Welcome. Um, First order of business, let's handle the housekeeping stuff. So please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Please make sure that you are sharing the channel. Please comment on any episode that intrigues you or I don't know, sparks some sort of emotion or thought in you. Please make sure that you're commenting. Also make sure that you're liking each and every episode that you whether you agree with it or not, let me know what's going on. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're thinking. Um, and then also make sure that you're sharing the page, bringing others to the page, and that you are subscribed to the page. That's number one. Make sure you are subscribed to the page. Down below, you can find the correct spelling of my name, my IG handle. My Instagram page is the best place to pop on if you want to find out like what's going on. They were talking about this at work, but I really don't understand what's going on. Trust me, I more than likely have already posted about it. So pop onto my IG page if you just want a little pop of news throughout the day. And then lastly, you have my Cash App there. And if you'd like to bless a sister, then bless a sister, bless the channel so it can continue to grow, change, and evolve. All right, so this week there was a lot of stuff that happened this week, but I wanted to narrow it down to three main things because otherwise uh, there'd be a lot of information. There'd be way too much information because there's a lot of shit that happened. Okay, so let's start off with at the beginning or last weekend. Let's start off with last weekend with the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and we saw yet another, in my opinion, another staged event at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I don't want us to focus on that. I don't want us to focus on, they're going to continue to lie about it. They just are. We saw videos, AI videos come out, and then we've seen other videos come out with the alleged what would I call him? Alleged assassination attempter. Um, we saw those videos, right? And then we saw the actual video that was released from the hotel, which looked very different from the video that was previously released. So I'm not even going to talk about that. What I want you to focus on is what was said immediately after, okay? What the whole thing was about, the whole reason this moment was staged. That's what I want to focus on. And that is the bunker, not the ballroom, the bunker. What is below the surface is where you really need to be focused. A lot of people are talking about, oh, he wants this ballroom, he wants this grand ballroom that's only gonna like house, I think, up to what, 1,000, 1,500 people, and it's gonna be so grand and it's so big, it's so whatever. It's not about the ballroom, people. It's about the bunker. It's about the bunker, how long they can survive in it, what they're planning to force them to have the need for the bunker. It's about the bunker. So let's talk about the bunker. The bunker is going to be equipped with a hospital like a mini hospital or like an emergency room situation like, that we have in most big cities. You have the emergency rooms that you can go into, not the hospital emergency, urgent care is what I'm trying to say, urgent care. So urgent care, military, lodging, space for Secret Service, etc. So just envision like a mini, I don't know, small little city where it will only hold like 1,000 to 1,500 people. So you're talking like um, the 1% of the 1% of the wealthiest people in this country. And that's why he started with these donations. I don't need the government's money. We got all the donations coming from, from my people, the wealthiest people. Well, they're donating because they want to reserve a space in the bunker because they know something is coming. These people are up to something. They're planning something huge, something big, something that could be so catastrophic that people would need to go underground to live for a while. And they want to make sure the bunker is complete for them before they do whatever the hell they got up their sleeve. So that's why now it has moved from these private donations, the people who were trying to book their spots in the bunker, to we want the government to pay for it, because the government should pay for it because it's going to be part of the White House. But here's the thing. The felon doesn't plan to be in the White House. The felon plans to be underground in the bunker. And he had his first experience in this whole underground tunnel, this whole area. I forgot what the acronym is for it. I want to say PIP. He had his first experience with that back in 2020 when the protests were going on outside of the White House. Remember when he was asking, whether or not he can pow the protesters in the legs? When he was asking that, that's when they took him underground the first time. And he saw the living conditions, apparently, the living accommodations, apparently, and like everything else, he wants to redecorate. He wants to throw a bunch of gold, gaudy shit in it. So he went to, the benefactors at the members at Mar-a-Lago. Hey, look, some shit's going to go down. And if you want to have a grand place to go, then you need to reserve your spot in the bunker. And then maybe they didn't have enough people to buy into it. Maybe these wealthy people already have their own bunkers. Many of them already have them. So maybe that was the case. They didn't get as much money as they thought they were going to get. So now they're coming back to the government. And right after the staged event at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, what was the first thing he said? Well, this is just proof why I need the ballroom. They did this shit to come back to Congress and say, give us the money for this fucking bunker. And when they have that money and when that bunker is complete, trust me, some shit is going to jump off to where the rest of us, where they've taken our money to build the perfect bomb shelter for themselves, the rest of us are going to be just shit out of luck. We're just going to be out here roaming around, no housing, no water, no food, etc. In a place that looks probably similar to Gaza. That is what I believe is the plan. And that's why they're pushing so hard for this bunker in this moment. And also, I want you to go back to one of my previous videos where I said we should be questioning what they are up to, what they have planned. Why is there a need for all these bomb-proof and bulletproof BMWs and SUVs? Why is there a need for that? We need to be asking those questions. Why have all the cabinet members moved on to military bases? Is that for protection from us, or is that from protection for whatever they're going to do with another country? Look at that previous video. I went through all of these different things. He talked about this, the ballroom's going to have this drone-proof ceiling and all this. Why do you need all that if you're not stirring up some shit? Why do you need all of that? This is the question we should be asking. By the way, you might have missed this as well. We found out this week that Christy, cosplay Christy, she's refusing to move off the military base. She's been fired now. I think it's been like a month, 3 weeks to a month, and she's refusing to move off the military base and move out the house. She is squatting. She is squatting. The puppy killer is squatting right now. So just like the wall, I'm going to get Mexico to pay for the wall. We're not going to take any taxpayer dollars. Mexico is going to pay for the wall. And guess what? Mexico never paid for the wall. The wall was never finished, and Mexico never paid for it. And then he comes around, well, we're gonna redo the ballroom, and we're gonna have all these donors. We don't need tax dollars. We got all these donors to pay for it. And then obviously that didn't work out either. So now they had to stage this event to come back to try to justify the tax dollars being spent on a glorified bunker for the felon and all his wealthy friends. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And so when they talk about the ballroom, I really want you to remember it's not about the ballroom. It's not about what we can see. It's always about what is below the surface. Just like with the felon, it's not about what he's saying. It's always what they're doing behind the scenes and below the surface. Keep that in mind, remember that, and focus on the bunker and the need for the bunker. Why do they need a bunker with a emergency clinic, a lodging for long-time lodging, and area for military, Secret Service, etc.? What are they planning? Is it all of them? Or is it just the felon? Like, oh, he's gonna just try to hang on for dear life and he's just not going to give up. If they try to come and snatch him out of the White House, he's gonna be locked down in the bunker. We don't know. We don't know because we don't have enough information. Congress is not holding their feet to the fire. Even though they had these hearings with Keg's Breath this past week, they really got no answers. So keep in mind, it is about what is below the surface. It's about the bunker, y'all. Don't focus on the ballroom. Don't say, oh, they just want to have grand parties, etc. It's not about that. He can do that shit at Mar-a-Lago, which he has continued to do since he's been back in office. It's about the bunker. Pay attention and stay focused.